these are the most cursed and weirdest Lego items you wish you could unsee. Starting with this Lego spider piece that literally looks like it's gonna walk into your bed at night. And the spider piece isn't even the worst of them, because when comparing this spider set to a real tarantula, they didn't even look that different. Man, these Lego spiders are gonna give me nightmares. But this next one is so much more cursed, because this is a real-life Lego minifigure, designed to be one of the creepiest things in Lego history. This realistic Lego head closely resembles an actual Lego minifigure head, but this is 10 times more scary. And the worst part is you could actually wear it on your head and make yourself a literal Lego minifigure. And just when we thought we wouldn't see more of this guy, this YouTuber recreated the entire thing, sculpting the entire figure to look like a genuinely terrifying real Lego man. Lego has created a lot of different weapons throughout the years, many of them looking like they're straight out of a war zone. And while almost none of them are actually dangerous, this Lego revolver product looks very realistic and can shoot out small Lego pieces, even having slots where you could reload the bullets. This Lego revolver is literally insane. This is a real laptop. Man, that's complete trash. And this is a Lego laptop that runs Minecraft seamlessly, which was built by this YouTuber, even making a keyboard to run the game on. Have you ever been driving down the street and just seen a Lego car on the road? While Lego cars are extremely something that have been engineered hundreds of times, this extreme Lego car is on another level. Bro, that genuinely looks like a real car. With over 500,000 Lego pieces and a custom-made Lego engine, you're not getting a more realistic Lego car than this. That is, until this bad boy was created, being a life-sized replica of this Lego car. But the coolest thing is that this Lego car can literally drive just like any other car. And while it doesn't go as fast, it's still a keeper. This is a Lego portable toilet that's super easy to build. When comparing this porta potty to real-life ones, you'll see they look extremely similar, even having the same tiny details, making this something you could almost forget this is a Lego. When opening the portable toilet, there's a toilet bowl and a stack of rolled toilet paper, making this one of the most realistic Lego items to date. Speaking of which, this is probably the most cursed Lego theme in existence. When Lego released Lego Scala, something which would turn out to become a really bad idea. With releasing multiple lifeless looking realistic dolls, this stuff really doesn't look like Lego, especially when seeing this video where the guy unboxing and building a Lego Scala set found this really creepy looking baby with a heart shirt and helmet. I mean, it's hard to believe this stuff is even Lego and not straight out of a low budget horror movie. Still, out of all the old Lego sets, this horse is probably the most realistic, with it looking more like an actual horse than anything similar to Lego. It's even like 10 times the size of an actual Lego figure, making this Lego horse extremely scary. Oh, did I mention it probably has hair on it? YouTuber Brick Machine used a large variety of bricks to create a working Lego game device, where after creating this custom moving handle, he attached 2 buttons, which would all be used while playing this video game on the Lego build. Honestly, man, this is so cool. This next item is sort of a myth, because Lego lighters have been a thing, and they've all been circulating around for a while, basically being lighters with a Lego logo on them. And while Lego never released any of these lighters to the public, it is rumored these actually were produced at one point a long time ago. And let me just say, these lighters should not exist. And in fact, this lighter, which doesn't even light a fire, is not appropriate for kids. So the fact that Lego years ago might have made a real Lego lighter really shows how far they've come as a company. We love you, Lego. This is a sword that is unbelievably somehow made out of all Legos. So after making this handle, completing the handle, and then making the blade, this build came out to something that I could just say does not look like a Lego. In fact, if I saw someone holding this in public, I would look the other way and start running. This blade part looks so sharp, even though with a closer look, it's just Lego. This is a Lego waffle maker that makes waffles shaped like Lego bricks. And before you ask, why would Lego make a waffle maker? It's because this wasn't really released by Lego, rather a Kickstarter company inspired by Lego. But regardless, this waffle maker is one of the coolest Lego themed products in existence, with it only taking 5 minutes to finish making the waffles. I mean, this is even better than an actual waffle maker. So if you were looking for good waffles, you know where you can get one. These are Lego Air Jordans. And while the actual shoes can be really expensive, being up to $100,000 for the most expensive pair, these Lego Air Jordans are a cheap Lego alternative that you could build using really basic pieces. And while you can't wear these, you can wear this Lego product, which Lego partnered with Adidas to give Lego fans a literal Lego shoe. Upon ordering this shoe, you get plain shoes, and then you have the option to add Legos onto that, basically allowing you to decorate your own shoe with the Legos. And honestly, the finished product looks super cool and apparently feels really good to try on too. I consider this an absolute win for Lego, but just remember these shoes are $200, so you're probably better off just buying a cheaper pair of shoes from Target. This is a Lego knife piece, which me as a kid was really afraid of, but now that I'm grown up, I'm a lot more scared of this Lego knife, which is made out of a bunch of smaller Lego pieces and looks more like a knife than of a Lego. And if that wasn't scary enough, this is also a switchblade, meaning you could hide this blade so nobody could see see it, before turning it up, revealing a really scary Lego blade. And while this Lego knife probably couldn't do any damage, it is still an item I know I'm never going near. In 1958, Lego started a fundraiser helping local churches, and in turn, creating a Lego cross, which seemed more like something I'd use to ward off Lego monsters than something I'd want to buy as an actual Lego. But on the topic of Lego crosses, it's literally just a cross, and it's also glow in the dark, making it look kinda creepy at night. But interestingly enough, these crosses are so rare that if you wanted to buy them, they cost like $1,000 just for a tiny cross. I kinda want one now. This person made Lego replicas for each horror movie character, getting some really realistic versions of the actual characters. I mean, he's even got Jason Voorhees down. What a legend. But this next item tops the list, being a Lego product from 1997 serving actual alcohol. Now, this wasn't sold in public and is presumed to be something Lego sent to special employees as a fun gift, but nobody knows for sure. In this Lego storage container is actual beer, and because Lego is targeted at kids below 18 years old, this is definitely not something Lego wants getting public. This is a Lego piano, which you could actually play the keys. After completing half of the build, you can see the insides look really similar to how an actual piano looks. And after spending several hours completing the rest of the Lego set, and then opening the cover to the keys, you'll be astonished as to how real this Lego piano looks, with a side-by-side comparison showing this is the real deal. And what's even cooler is after finishing the Lego piano build, this can link to your phone, but you can make it play any song in existence, with the keys playing by themselves and the insides of the piano playing as well. I don't know about you, but this is probably the coolest Lego build in the entire video. But sadly, it costs like $400, which is pretty expensive for a small Lego piano. I'ma still buy it though. And let's start with this cursed Squidward minifigure, which came in an OG SpongeBob set. And while we've had many Squidward minifigures, this one has to be the worst, with his eyes literally staring right into your soul. Lego has introduced some really cool minifigures, but this minifigure has to be the weirdest one. If you combine a minifigure with a yellow top and yellow bottom, you can make them look like they have no clothes. If you love Thomas the Train, then this cursed Thomas is gonna change that. With a retractable neck and 6 legs, this build combines 2 things people already hate: spiders and trains. So this is definitely going to keep you up at night. Just look at that. Minifigures usually have just 2 arms, but this one has 4. The Rio Durant Lego figure is the only minifigure that comes with 4 arms, and so you'll be able to make a lot of cursed minifigures with them. While we're used to Santa looking like this, Lego's version is straight up cursed. This is the Jolly Santa set that Lego released in 2017 for Christmas. But because the set only comes with 74 pieces, they had to settle with a low-detailed version of Santa, which unfortunately caused him to look super creepy. Most minifigures are just used to decorate your sets, but minifigures can actually be attached to your computer. Lego released this minifigure USB back in the early 2000s, but they wouldn't realize that this is a terrifying sight to any Lego lover. This is the most cursed Lego item to ever be included in a Lego set. The Lego Poop was first included in the 19th series minifigure packs, and it surprised everyone for how awfully realistic this poop piece really was. This is a realistic Lego spider, which Lego actually released. It's so realistic to the point where if you compare it to an actual tarantula, there's almost no differences, so it makes sense why it scared so many people. This Lego minifigure has a weird secret. At first look, it might seem normal, but when you take the mask off, you'll see this cursed face. You would think Lego Mario is pretty wholesome. That's until you see what Lego actually released: a cursed, soulless figure. Lego decided to make the characters in the entire Super Mario line to be electronic figures rather than minifigures. So because of this, when you turn them off, it would turn the happy Mario into a scary Mario. This Lego mermaid figure already looks really odd, but it gets worse when you take her head off. What? This Lego mermaid came in the Ariel's Underwater Palace set, and with the hair and face being removable, all you have left is a blank head, which is super cursed. But they are not as creepy as the minifigures in the Fabuland series, which no one wants to play with. All the minifigures in these sets would have animal heads on human bodies. They were so scary to everyone playing that Lego decided to discontinue this set and never talk about it again. This cursed Lego clown display scared millions of kids. It was first made for promo for their McDonald's collab. However, once people started spotting them, they were scared. These creepy clown displays would just stare at you while you were eating, so it made sense why Lego stopped making them and ended production to most clown-type Lego items too. While we are used to having this Lego baby now, in 1997, Lego released this scary baby, which came in the now discontinued Belleville line. While this Lego line was definitely on the weirder side, this baby has to take the cake for the creepiest from it, looking like one of those cursed baby dolls in the movies. If you thought building Lego sets were already hard, Imagine having to use this brick. This odd Lego piece is a 2x3 brick with another on the other side facing the opposite way. What? Well, these look very weird. They could come in very useful while creating huge builds. These Lego Among Us designs are the creepiest, most cursed concepts to be suggested to Lego. And while with Among Us being one of the most popular games in 2021, Lego was pitched multiple times with different Lego Among Us sets and minifigures. They ultimately declined because they were way too scary. This is how Santa is supposed to look, and this is what Lego made. This minifigure came in a 2010 advent calendar with another Santa, but this one was basically naked with only underwear covering him. This cursed Santa is one of the scariest things I've ever seen. But fortunately, this is the last time we would ever see this minifigure again. This Lego set is known for being the worst and most cursed set ever. When Lego released the Joffrey set, many people immediately called it terrible for not only coming with barely any pieces, but for also the build being so low detailed and creepy. Here are life-size Lego gloves you could actually wear. These cursed looking gloves can make you look like a real-life minifigure. And the best part is you could actually pick up stuff with them, making your Lego building experience way more immersive. While most Lego minifigures look very wholesome, this Princess Leia one is the complete opposite, with her cleavage exposed. The worst part is that this was remade 3 times before Lego decided to stop making them. However, since then, the Lego audience can now sleep in peace knowing that this weird minifigure is now extinct. If you love SpongeBob, this cursed Lego set is going to scare you, because the Build-A-Bob set allows you to build a big SpongeBob, with a choice to rotate his eyes and even have his mouth upside down. This set is gonna give any kids crying to their mommy, so it makes sense why Lego hasn't made another version of this set ever since, which is a shame since it was also a pretty cool set with its mechanics. There have been many products that Lego has released, but none are as cursed as Lego underwear. You can get these at your local Walmart. Some of these look pretty cool, but honestly, most of them are pretty disturbing and it'll cause everyone to run away from you. In 2002, Lego released one of their weirdest products to date. This Lego toothbrush featuring a Jack Stone figure in the handle, which literally stares at you while you brush your teeth. While this is pretty weird, at least they gave us a fully functional toothbrush. I mean, they could have easily just gave us a buildable instead. Here is a cursed Lego minifigure that'll keep you up at night. The Lego Skeleton minifigure was first added in 1995 in the Skeleton Surprise set. Lego made it look super cursed with its bony body and dark soulless eyes. This is gonna keep me up at night. This is the most cursed Lego build. This build features a perfectly connected triangle. However, this is literally impossible. Many people have speculated that this person just used Photoshop to make this look like it's connecting. But in reality, it is just a simple optical illusion, which has the person use a bunch of bricks and plates to make this, and when you place it in the right angle, you'll be able to get this cursed triangle. While everyone hates stepping on Lego, what about wearing it? These weird Lego slippers allow any Lego lover to show off their passion on their feet, and they even look super comfortable. But yet, these aren't the first time Lego had made some footwear, because in 2021, Adidas and Lego teamed up to make an actual Lego shoe. And while these are still a little cursed looking, they are still fully functional. Catch me rocking these. The Lego Minecraft cake is illegal. If you look closely at the cake in Minecraft, you'll see it's a perfect square. However, once you go to Lego's version, you'll see a circle instead. What was Lego thinking? This just looks cursed. Lego regrets making this cursed Lego figure. The Prince Charming figure was first made to try to get more female customers, but unfortunately for Lego, this completely failed. Now, while Barbies and dolls were extremely popular at the time, it was pretty obvious these dolls will look really bad as Legos, which Lego had to learn the hard way after releasing this monstrosity of a Lego figure. When Lego first collabed with McDonald's, they didn't expect to make the most cursed collab ever. For a McDonald's Happy Meal toy, they decided to add in a Lego Batman, but this one was a little sus. Batman looking a little weird here, I won't lie. But these aren't the only cursed toys they made, because after creating that, they made this. What? This Lego McDonald's Joker toy will literally keep you up at night. I mean, just look at this face, and look at his stance. He is looking a little zesty. There are thousands of different Lego pieces, but this one has to be the most cursed piece. This is Lego 32557, and it looks exactly like, well, you should know what it looks like, and it was first included in the Lego Technic sets in 2001. While it's a very useful piece, this piece is just unfortunately weird. Starting with this Lego Simpsons minifigure, which although looks similar to the cartoon figure, Lego unfortunately banned, and not just because some of them look extremely cursed, but because Lego employees figured Simpsons just wasn't very appropriate for the Lego audience, with most Lego customers being 13 to 17 years old. So while these kind of creepy looking Lego minifigures really aren't aren't all that cursed, LEGO banned them anyway, making sure that there will never be another LEGO Simpsons set in the future. Rest in peace, Simpsons. This is a banned LEGO set featuring one of the darkest moments in the world's history, something LEGO really regrets making a set after, because upon closer inspection, this LEGO set looks exactly like the recreation of a concentration camp, a place where people were kept for long periods of time, and as you can see here, become skeletons, to put it mildly. Thankfully, LEGO never released this set to the public, having put the real set on exhibit in the Warsaw Museum. And interestingly enough, this set was sold for $71,800. Not bad for a banned LEGO set. As you probably know, LEGO is a company that's been around for decades. But what you probably didn't know is that while creating some of their first sets, they released the most racist LEGO set in existence, with the set name called Red Indians. Calling Indians red is one of the most offensive things you could say nowadays, and LEGO got caught smack dab in the middle of it, not only calling Indians red, but also making their skin color literally more red than an elementary school crayon. Safe to say, after this set, LEGO would never release another racist product, being extremely careful about set creation after this horrible mistake. This is a LEGO gun, which actually has bullets in it. While this gun can't actually shoot anything, it looks super realistic, and is something kids should never get their hands on. There's just so many details on this LEGO gun, which would make it something that LEGO would never release. And while LEGO has custom gun blasters featured in Star Wars sets, and tons of other guns from different LEGO sets, there's nothing that would actually make a LEGO gun design ever come to life. This series of LEGO sets labeled the LEGO Mixels was banned from LEGO for some very obvious reasons. These LEGO Mixels were super cursed, with LEGO video advertisements being the stuff of scary nightmares. And looking at some of these 3 LEGO Mixel sets, you realize this stuff should not be for kids. And while these sets were very well received by the fans, people at LEGO decided to throw this idea in the garbage, putting a quick end to the LEGO Mixel series. These banned LEGO Among Us minifigures are some of the most weird, sus pieces to ever be suggested to LEGO. And while Among Us was one of the most popular games in existence, gaining huge popularity worldwide, LEGO wasn't the biggest fan of it, and despite their extreme popularity, LEGO banned any idea of an Among Us LEGO set, crushing our hopes of owning one of these cursed minifigures. But these figures weren't even as weird as those LEGO sets from the Fabuland series, which I can confirm nobody wanted to play with. And the main problem being, how do you even play with this set? First of all, the LEGO minifigures are extremely scary looking, and the sets are all super basic, making it almost impossible to have fun as a kid playing with this cursed LEGO set. Like, this set, bro, is just a lamp. Safe to say, LEGO employees caught onto this and decided to discontinue the series. Next, this LEGO McDonald's display piece featuring the renowned clown Ronald McDonald being more and more as a curse symbol. These LEGO displays would never show up again, making an end to most clown-type LEGO items. Thank God they never made a LEGO minifigure version of him. Oh, come on. This is the only LEGO Star Wars set in existence to completely suck. Now, just looking at the box, you can see the officer is about to fall to his death, but for some reason, he's still smiling. Are you okay, my dude? The set also looks extremely incomplete, with it only having 23 pieces. But the reason for this is because LEGO created another set to complete the build, making LEGO mostly halt production of sets when you need 2 of them to make things complete. Good job, LEGO. Way to go. But while so far we've been looking at mostly cursed items, this next set is different, being extremely overpriced. This set, the Assault on Hoth, was a whopping $250, and once constructed only amounted to a sorta lame snow base with a defensive unit on the top right. And while the LEGO design makes things look super cool, this actual set is super underwhelming. Because of this, LEGO quickly discontinued the set, with many LEGO fans complaining about the ridiculous $250 price tag. This LEGO series, LEGO ZNAP, features some of the worst LEGO sets to ever be introduced to the public, having some extremely ugly looking set designs, but at least they have wheels. But unfortunately, because these individual sets had to real use, this series was banned, never returning to the general public. But this set wasn't nearly as controversial as this one, as this LEGO set, the V-22 Osprey, was a model designed after an actual aircraft used by the US Navy, the Marines, and the Air Force in actual wars, meaning this LEGO set was basically exposing kids to real war machines. And because of LEGO's policy to never release sets that are involved in war, LEGO quickly canceled this LEGO idea, making sure it would never get into children's hands. bands. And while this band set never got out to the public, this next cursed Lego figure did, with Lego creating a Prince Charming figure trying to get more female customers. But unfortunately for Lego, this completely failed. Now, while Barbies and dolls were extremely popular at this time, it was pretty obvious these dolls would look really bad as Legos, which Lego had to learn the hard way after releasing this monstrosity of a Lego figurine, if you could even call it that. Starting with this cursed middle finger Lego piece, which was kind of like just a Lego idea that was inspired by this thumbs up Lego hand until it was custom printed onto this monstrosity, which is a very huge no-no finger. And honestly, the person that made this piece should probably go to jail because Lego pieces should not be made like this. If you like pumpkin carving, I can guarantee you this Lego piece will make you change your mind, because this pumpkin Lego piece comes in every single creepy design you could possibly think of, with each scary smile being engraved into your mind. And what's worse than pumpkins is this Lego Halloween figure that can literally glow in the dark, but honestly, they're just as scary with the lights on. While this Lego Winnie the Pooh set comes with this really cute Winnie the Pooh minifigure, I can guarantee you that you will never see it in the same way after seeing this psycho, maniac, monster Winnie the Pooh figure shown in this Lego animation, which is really the stuff of nightmares. In fact, why even make an animation like this? This is an old Lego set, but before you go ahead and call this pretty wholesome, just know that this set has a dark secret. Because when taking a deeper look, when looking at the knights next to this seemingly innocent cart, you could tell that they're literally all the same colors, meaning this was just not a random cart. This is a cart carrying the remains of one of the fallen knights. That's really dark, man. But if we're talking about dark Lego pieces, this video wouldn't be complete without this weird monkey Lego piece taken from the cartoon Julius and Friends, which I swear, why is this a kid's show? This Julius and Friends monkey figure has two completely black eyes with a mouth larger than the United States. And the worst part is that there's just this area of skin on his torso, which I just cannot explain. This Lego piece, labeled part 32557, is probably the most unintentionally cursed Lego piece that most kids won't even understand because it looks so basic. And while it's used as a good connecting piece and is very common in Lego inventory, just know that this has a pretty obvious hidden meaning. This retractable Lego knife was created by YouTuber Brick Science, but after making the blade with a bunch of gray Lego pieces, he added the handle, making it an actual scary knife. And after polishing it a bit, he stabbed himself, but not in a violent way, as the knife could just retract, meaning it could never harm anyone. Still, Lego knives are pretty cursed, as you never know if some kid will bring a Lego knife to school and start stabbing everyone. While Star Wars minifigures have a reputation for being very kid-friendly, this Princess Leia Lego minifigure breaks all of those rules, coming in 3 different suggestive outfits in 3 different Lego sets. Well, regardless of these very revealing figures, there's a lot of less showy options here, so if your 5-year-old cousin wants a Princess Leia minifigure, you know what to get them. If you're a kid, you've probably played the game Angry Birds, where you'd probably know how cursed the evil green pigs are. But don't ever buy the Lego versions, because they look even weirder, with a cursed mustache and actually really nice beard. If you don't know what Stranger Things is, then you're living under a rock. And because of its popularity, Lego added a Stranger Things Lego set featuring the Upside Down, which is the land below the real world in Stranger Things. But anyways, this set introduced the Demogorgon, a Lego minifigure which is at least twice as scary as any other Lego minifigure in existence, which is probably part of the reason why Stranger Things Lego sets were discontinued, meaning this is the only Lego set from Stranger Things ever produced. Still, this Demogorgon Lego minifigure is literally nightmare material. These are some extremely R-rated Lego figures out there, but what tops the list is probably this Squidward Lego minifigure, which if you take off his squid head, reveals this Lego face staring into your soul. And what's worse is that people create these Lego cursed animations, ruining almost every kid's childhood and hope of happiness. So if you ever see a Lego Squidward, just don't take its headpiece off. This is a Lego Simpsons minifigure, and a lot of these Lego pieces are pretty cursed, going up all the way to this Bagel Lego figure, which I probably can't erase from my memory now. But across this selection of huge eyes and pretty creepy looking faces, I can't decide which is more cursed. So I'll just present you with this Lego build, which is honestly really neat until you look closer and see his nose and his eyes. And now I'm starting to feel that this is the one that's cursed. This giant elephant from Lego Legends of Chima is really epic looking, but unfortunately, you could take off his elephant mask to reveal this puny, undersized head, which gets even worse when you see this alien elephant mutant giant that when you compare it to the original, looks even more epic. This is a Lego fly head that comes with a pack of collectible minifigures you can unlock by buying packs at Walmart or Target. But what's weird about this fly minifigure is that this fly head can literally go onto anything, which is a sign of trouble when you see this fly man pull up at your house. Here's a normal Lego Darth Vader, and here's a shirtless Lego Darth Vader. Okay guys, we might need to blur this. And here's an even more shirtless Lego Darth Vader.
This is a normal-sized Lego brick. And this is the Lego Duplo brick, which is twice the size of a normal one. These Duplo bricks were created so younger kids wouldn't accidentally swallow them, which is pretty considerate, Lego. But something cool you can do with them is that you can connect them with normal-sized Lego blocks too. But we're just getting started, because throughout the video, the items will get bigger and bigger. If you look at the minifigure's hands, they're typically small, but these are life-size Lego hands you can actually wear. These cool-looking gloves can make you look like a real-life minifigure. And the best part is that you can actually pick up stuff with them, making your Lego building experience way more fun. But this is a massive Lego gun. And while you can't actually shoot real bullets out of it, you can load it up with Lego bullets and shoot those instead. This build took over 10,000 Lego pieces, but it was all worth it to make this beauty. But 10,000 pieces is child's play compared to this Lego laptop that runs Minecraft seamlessly. It was built by this YouTuber even making a keyboard to run the game on. We all know Lego minifigures' heads are cute and tiny. However, this Lego head is as big as my TV. And you can actually use it to store your normal Legos in, which is pretty cool. But this next piece will give you nightmares. Designed to be one of the creepiest things in Lego history, this realistic Lego head resembles an actual Lego minifigure head, but this is 10 times more scary. The worst part is that you could actually wear it on your head and make yourself a literal Lego minifigure. And it gets so much creepier once you realize that this YouTuber recreated the entire thing, sculpting the figure to look like a genuinely terrifying Lego man. And now things are getting serious with this life-sized Lego claw machine. It was first introduced to the world in 2019 at Brickworld Chicago, and it took over 30,000 Lego pieces to make, which caused them to spend over 3 months to build and engineer. However, it was all worth it in the end, because this massive machine actually works. But don't think that just because it's made out of Lego doesn't mean it's any easier than the real claw machines, because in reality, this one is just as rigged. There were many kids that tried to get a plushie, but we all know how that went. But even more impressive than that is the largest Lego Ferris wheel, which took over 40,000 Lego blocks to create. It uses 2 custom motors just to make the wheel spin. It's been brought all around the world to show off this masterpiece. And I mean, who wouldn't be impressed by this massive 11-foot tall build, apart from this guy? And this is Lego's largest display piece ever. This is a rotating Star Wars display that was introduced to the world in 2001. You can rotate it using this crank, which will help you see the entire Star Wars display. Here is a life-size Lego airplane that you can actually ride in. This 100-foot plane took multiple months to be built, but it was well worth it since it could hold real people inside, but ultimately the builders trusted a Lego pilot to drive the plane, which makes sense. While there have been many dinosaurs that have been released, this one is over 20 feet tall. It's crafted using 80,000 Lego bricks and now stays at a museum. But this Lego roller coaster puts that to shame. Being the biggest roller coaster ever made from just Legos with 90,000 Lego blocks being used, it took over 800 hours to complete this one beautiful build and was even modeled after this roller coaster that's at Six Flags. It spans over 85 feet long and is actually fully functional. This is the world's largest Lego football and it measures over 13 feet tall. It was actually built in 75 separate models, which was then combined to create this finished one. It is currently on display at the Lego house in Denmark, and the Lego bricks used to create this masterpiece actually weigh a total of 440 pounds. Here is a life-sized polar bear using over 95,000 Lego bricks. It took 1,100 hours to design and construct this polar bear build. The creator used the dimensions of a real-life polar bear in the wild in order to construct his model, and it was placed throughout the Philadelphia Zoo in the United States for the world to see. This is a massive Lego pharaoh that's double the size of a human. It was displayed at both Legoland Malaysia and Legoland UK. This build is 16 feet tall, or in other words, 4.9 meters tall, and of course it's a replica of an Egyptian king or pharaoh. There are over 200,000 individual Lego pieces that are creating this build, and it also weighs over 1 ton. Now that's a really heavy Lego build. Here is the biggest Lego bridge, which is longer than an entire school bus. It contains over 200,000 pieces and was initially shown at a mall in Scotland. It weighs almost a full ton and took 3 months to build by the Institution of Civil Engineers. In fact, fact, it's over 34 meters long, which places it as the world record holder for the longest Lego bridge. This is a Lego tower that is even taller than some skyscrapers. Currently, the tallest Lego tower was made in Israel at the end of 2017, which is 118 feet tall, and it was helped by the residents in the construction of the tower itself. It took over a year to design and build, as well as over 500,000 Lego bricks, which were donated by the people in the city. But something more insane is that this world record was built to honor an 8-year-old who was a cancer victim and an avid Lego fan named Omer. If you've watched Star Wars before, you would know about the X-Wing. So in 2013, the people at Trick 3D built a 500-foot long Lego X-Wing. This build weighs over 45,000 pounds, which is way more than a regular school bus. There are many Easter eggs throughout the X-Wing, like R2-D2 behind the cockpit, real engine sounds when the lights are on, and can actually move. The craziest part is that you can literally sit in it. Lego cars are typically really cool, but it's nothing compared to this life-sized car. With over 500,000 Lego Technic pieces and a custom-made Lego engine, it's going to be really hard to beat how satisfying this car looks. That is, until you see this life-sized replica of a Bugatti. It's the coolest thing. This Lego car can literally drive just like any other car. Even though it might drive pretty slow, it's still very satisfying to see a Lego car move at all. While the average Lego set only contains about 1,000 Lego pieces, this one build has over 1 million. Here is the world's largest Lego cruise ship ever. Everyone who helped build this masterpiece had to put in crazy hours in order to actually complete it. To be exact, it took them every day for 8 months straight to complete. But it was completely worth it. I mean, just look at this thing. Most Lego houses are small and realistically can only fit minifigures inside of them. But here's one so big that you can actually live in it. This Lego home was made using over 3.3 million Lego bricks. It can actually fit multiple people inside to where they can even live on the second floor. This build was so large it even broke a world record. In 2010, Ben 10 and Lego created a set that was so bad, Lego was forced to remove it. Ben 10 was one of the most popular TV shows 15 years ago, so fans were excited when Lego released the Lego Ben 10 Alien Force set. But it became a massive bust as a result of how simple the sets were, only containing 25 pieces each. On top of that, the Lego set didn't even look like the characters from the show, so Lego had to discontinue those products. Lego has made many children's products, but this one might just be the worst of them all. The Lego Master Builder Academy was a series of Lego sets that aimed to help Lego fans learn new techniques that master builders used. But it was extremely expensive and didn't receive the interest level they thought Lego enthusiasts would have. Lego once created a product so cursed that you probably never heard of it. The Super Glider was a part of the Jack Stone series, where Lego experimented with a new style of minifigures. The minifigures weren't terrible, but the Super Glider definitely was, with many claiming it's the worst Lego product of all time. It included the Jack Stone minifigure along with a hang glider, but by hang glider, I mean a flimsy piece of paper attached to 5 Lego pieces. The entire set was only 6 pieces, and yet this set was sold for upwards of $20. To make it even worse, the glider, unsurprisingly, didn't even fly. Good job, Lego. Barbie is the most popular girls' toy of all time, so it was no surprise when in 1979, Lego introduced the Lego Scala, a Barbie copy. The Scala focused on dolls with jewelry and beauty accessories made out of Lego, but many of the accessories were made using different studs, which meant that they were incompatible with other Lego sets. The Scala really just never gained popularity amongst its intended audience, and although it did fail, it did inspire future Lego sets like Lego Friends. We've seen Lego launch with many different products, but this product literally got launched. In 2015, when Lego partnered with Marvel and DC, they created the Super Jumpers, which allowed users to launch their minifigures through the air. But Lego fans soon found out that these Super Jumpers were slowly damaging the minifigures, and this led to Super Jumpers being removed from any future sets to minimize the risk of damaging minifigures. This is a dog, and this is a Lego dog. While most Lego products are physical Lego sets, Lego gave its shot at a mobile app back in 2010 when they released Lego Photo, which turned users' photos into a Lego mosaic. Let's just say the results weren't as good as they expected. What happens when your Lego set comes alive? The Lego Life of George was the first attempt by Lego to combine their toy sets with augmented reality, turning this into this. Users built 2D models which they would scan with a mobile app to complete puzzle games. And despite being nominated for Toy of the Year in 2013, it was discontinued just later that year. What if I told you that LEGO's most popular toy became its worst failure? The LEGO Bionicle was one of the highest earning LEGO sets back when it was released in 2001. It was discontinued in 2010, but its immense popularity led to its reboot back in 2015, which was left with mixed reviews. The original Bionicle had an original story behind the toy which depicted heroic biomechanical beings with elemental abilities. But during the reboot, they failed to create a story with as much depth. Its simplistic style with underdeveloped characters received negative feedback, and after a huge decrease in sales, they were forced to discontinue the Bionicle. In 2021, LEGO released their video sets, which was one of their worst and ugliest fails ever. The video was yet another attempt by LEGO to use augmented reality, as it allowed users to create music videos using a range of LEGO sets. The bright and sparkly colors were clearly intended for a younger audience, but the product failed to generate much interest anyway. The colorful theme also didn't stick too well with the older LEGO collectors. This widespread dislike for video resulted in them losing a lot of money. Star Wars might be the most popular movie series of all time, and in 2005, in a collaboration with LEGO, they created minifigures with lightsabers that glowed. These minifigures were wired with electronic components that allowed the lightsabers to look and feel realistic, but there was a massive downside. When the batteries in the minifigures ran out, users had to take apart the minifigures to replace them, permanently damaging the product. These lightsabers lost popularity instantly and were discontinued a year later. Now, the Bionicle itself wasn't a bad toy, but this next product might be the worst toy LEGO has ever produced. The LEGO Aqua Raiders were an underwater theme set based on a team that went underwater to look for buried treasures. But that's really as far as the storyline went, because it lacked a lot of depth and character development, which caused its incredible unpopularity. And I know on the surface that character development in LEGO sets doesn't seem important, but the results speak for themselves. Imagine playing Angry Birds, but with LEGO. Back in 2016, LEGO partnered with Angry Birds to create the Angry Birds movie LEGO set. What was supposed to be a best-selling set turned out to be a bust, as Angry Birds just wasn't as popular as it was a couple years earlier. Who knows, maybe if they did release this set back then, it could have been one of their most successful products. While most people loved this LEGO product at the start, no one likes it now. In a partnership with major brands like Warner Brothers and Traveler's Tales, LEGO produced LEGO Dimensions in 2015, a LEGO-themed action game played on the PlayStation, Xbox, and Wii U, with a LEGO set that you could use to customize your in-game character. It became an instant hit, even being nominated for the Best Family Game at the 2015 Game Awards. But slowly, LEGO found that once again, similar to the video and life of George, the concept of bringing LEGO sets to life wasn't as popular as they'd hoped, even with well-known characters from Batman, Harry Potter, and even Ninjago. The sales started to decrease faster than they expected, and the product was sadly discontinued a couple years later. The LEGO Technic was one of LEGO's biggest money losers of all time. At a first glance, it looks like any other LEGO set, but don't be fooled by its simple appearance because there's a lot more behind it. The Technic sets contain these fiber optics which were made with clear plastic tubes that connected to a battery-operated LED light pack. These specialized parts alone cost more than the entire set, losing them money with each sale. But that's nothing compared to the ZNAP set, because it lost LEGO millions. The ZNAP was LEGO's attempt at competing with K'NEX, which was gaining popularity in 1998. The K'NEX offered pieces that were more elaborate than traditional LEGO pieces, which allowed for more creativity and a larger variety of creations. But the pieces had an unusual design for the LEGO brand, and they lacked the authenticity that other LEGO sets had. And on top of all of that, the ZNAP used many of the highly unprofitable Technic pieces in some of their sets. Now, LEGO once made a product so bad, people thought they were trolling. LEGO had had success with many of its partnerships with children's movies in the past, such as when they released LEGO sets for Frozen. So, LEGO partnered with Trolls for the release of their second movie, Trolls World Tour. But as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Trolls World Tour movie would severely underperform, making just $50 million with a budget of over $100 million. The ratings for the movie were well below average, and you can probably guess how the LEGO set performed. LEGO released a set that that was doomed to fail. In 2019, they released LEGO Hidden Side, which was a set based on capturing ghosts. Once the set was fully built, users could use their phones to play interactive games. This set was definitely an upgrade from the previous augmented reality attempts, with the actual set being a lot more complex and interesting to build. But the results weren't as beautiful as they'd hoped, with 0 people buying it. While many sets on this list have failed, this set almost destroyed the entire company. The LEGO Galador might have been LEGO's biggest failure to date. It was introduced during a time where LEGO was at the brink of bankruptcy, and its poor design and lack of playability definitely didn't help. It was based off a kids show that they produced called Galador, but it was more of an action figure set, with its pieces being incompatible with other LEGO sets. This incompatibility set up the Galador to be one of LEGO's least popular sets of all time, and it also didn't help that the actual show was just a low-budget ripoff of Star Wars. LEGO and M&M have been in the works for years, and they had concept that involved a fully working M&M dispenser. Yeah, this is actually real. All you'll need to do is pull down the lever, and there lies all the M&Ms you'll ever need. LEGO unfortunately rejected the idea for being too hard to execute, since they can't include candy in the set, so the only replacement they could think of is with studs, which look kinda silly. While Minecraft LEGO sets come with either a Steve or an Alex minifigure, none have a Herobrine included. Yeah, this minifigure idea was actually considered, since it's a very popular character from the game, but after some more consideration, they realized there was a huge problem. It simply wasn't a real mob in the game, so they decided to never release the set. Here is a life-sized LEGO gun, and while you can't actually shoot it, you can load it up with LEGO bullets, which only make this build even cooler. But LEGO rejected it because they have a strict rule of not creating sets around violence. Breaking Bad is one of the most popular shows of all time, and so making a LEGO Breaking Bad set sounds like a great idea, but it can never happen. Since a lot of the scenes in the show are very inappropriate, they simply had to reject this idea. Just imagine a LEGO Among Us set. And yes, this is a real concept that they were considering, but they didn't realize it was the creepiest, most sus concepts too. And what with Among Us being one of the most popular games in 2021, LEGO was pitched multiple times to different LEGO Among Us sets and minifigures, but they couldn't accept the collab since it was way too scary for audiences. This is a fully playable LEGO golf course set. This would allow you to set your minifigures on the stud and swing it using a built-in mechanism and hit a hole-in-one. It's an amazing idea, but sadly LEGO rejected it for being too hard to create for mass production. Here is a LEGO train, and this is a LEGO Choo Choo Charles. Made after the famous game, this build has to be one of the most scariest set ideas ever next to the Cursed Thomas. And so it makes sense why LEGO rejected this idea, simply because it was too scary. LEGO McDonald's had this display piece concept featuring the renowned clown Ronald McDonald, which is one of the most weirdest LEGO builds to ever be suggested. Being more as a cursed symbol, these LEGO displays will never show up again, since many LEGO fans are scared of clowns, making an end to the most clown-type LEGO items. Thank the heavens they never made a LEGO minifigure version of them. Here is the most satisfying set concept LEGO rejected. This is a LEGO pizza, with the cheese even dripping from it. This highly detailed build had many die-hard fans excited to see if LEGO would actually release this. Unfortunately, there was a big problem. They just didn't think the average fan would buy it. However, we'll still have these beautiful pictures to make our days. This is a rejected LEGO tower that is taller than some skyscrapers. Currently, the tallest LEGO tower was made in Israel at the end of 2017, which stands at 118 feet tall, and it was helped up by the residents in the construction of the tower itself. It took over a year to design and build, as well as over 500,000 LEGO bricks, which were donated by the people in the city. But something more insane is that this world record was built to honor an 8-year-old who was a cancer victim and an avid LEGO fan named Omar, which is pretty wholesome. However, LEGO ultimately didn't make this into a real set. It was way too big. YouTuber Brick Machine is known for building insane stuff, but he recently created one of the coolest builds of all time. He used a large variety of bricks to create a working LEGO game console by himself. After creating this custom moving handle, he attached 2 buttons where it would be used to play this video game. Honestly, man, this is just so mesmerizing, but sadly, it was rejected for being way too complicated for their designers to make. If you love Thomas the Train, then this Cursed Thomas is going to change that. With a retractable neck and 6 legs, this build combines 2 things people already hate: spiders and trains. So this is definitely going to keep you up at night. Just look at that thing, man. LEGO never released this, this since they couldn't get the copyright license for it. LEGO Five Nights at Freddy's is one of the most wanted LEGO sets ever. These sets would come with all of the iconic characters and even the rooms. There have been millions of videos and people showcasing what this collab idea would look like, but unfortunately, LEGO couldn't make it happen since it didn't fit their whole wholesome reputation. This is a normal Homer Simpson minifigure, and this is a Homer build that LEGO considered. This cursed build comes with eyes that stare right into your soul, free of charge. LEGO ultimately decided to reject this item since it would have scared all the fans. Pokemon is one of the biggest franchises in the world, so it would only make sense to have LEGO and them try to collab together. So here is the most wanted set that LEGO never released. This LEGO Pokemon set would include all the main characters in Pokemon with the iconic building behind them. But sadly, LEGO rejected this fan idea since Pokemon already had a deal with another LEGO competitor. This is a life-sized LEGO shoe, and this set was inspired by the iconic Air Jordan 1 shoe and is extremely detailed. With it actually having over 10,000 votes on their idea, LEGO still rejected it for copyright issues. You all know about the modular building sets, so imagine a modular Apple store. This idea would have all the Apple products showcased inside the building with multiple minifigures representing the employees. And since Apple is a huge company, it would make sense to have one in your city. But this was declined because LEGO just didn't think it would fit that line of sets. While we all use computers in our lives, what about using a working LEGO computer? This computer can actually run games like Minecraft. Unfortunately, it was denied for being too complicated, even their designers to make a compact version of, which makes sense. This is a skeleton minifigure, and it's pretty cute. This is a full-size skeleton that's a couple of feet tall. Skeleton was an idea to use in anatomy classes to teach people about the body and how it works. And while it sounds like a super cool set, for LEGO, they didn't really agree since they said it'd be too hard to construct. The Legend of Zelda created a set that LEGO was forced to reject. Back in 2013, this was already the third project based on The Legend of Zelda to reach 10,000 supporters. And even LEGO admitted that they were aware that fans really wanted to see this happen. So much effort went into this project, with the sets even being fully designed and almost ready to go. However, they never released since Nintendo and them couldn't come to a deal where LEGO would be able to use their likeness in their sets. Meet the LEGO version of the Ghostbusters Marshmallow Man. This build had articulated arms, legs, head, and feet. Oh, and also hands. It stood at over 34 centimeters tall, and it's impossible to know exactly why LEGO decided not to produce this set, given the overwhelming popularity of the actor. Common theory was that LEGO had already had something similar in the pipeline themselves. This seemed to make sense as a project, for a LEGO Firehouse was rejected for that exact reason. 2 years later, there's been nothing that has been remotely similar to this build, so guess we'll never know exactly why they didn't accept this sick build. While most LEGO minifigures are pretty wholesome looking, this fan idea is the total opposite. Showing an already popular minifigure of Princess Leia in a suggestive position is not the best idea. The fan thought that since the other minifigures of her in the past are a little showy, we might as well work this one, right? But no, it was denied for being too inappropriate for the LEGO audience. Nice try though. Here is a working LEGO claw machine. It was first introduced to the world in 2019 at Brick World Chicago, and it took over 10,000 LEGO pieces to make, which caused them to spend over 3 months to build and engineer. But don't think that just because it's made out of LEGO doesn't mean it's any easier than the real claw machines, because in reality, this one is just as rigged. There were many kids that tried to get a plushie, but most of them failed, except a select few. This was never released because it was way too large of a set to create. LEGO and M&M have been in the works for years, and they had concept that involved a fully working M&M dispenser. Yeah, this is actually real. All you'll need to do is pull down the lever, and there lies all the M&Ms you'll ever need. LEGO unfortunately rejected the idea for being too hard to execute since they can't include candy in the set, so the only replacement they could think of is with studs, which looks kinda silly. While LEGO has made some pretty cool sets, I bet you've never seen this Coca-Cola set. It's an exclusive set given to only LEGO and Coca-Cola employees back in 2001. It was part of a marketing campaign by Coca-Cola to promote their new soda machines, which you can find in every single fast food restaurant you go to these days. But unfortunately, the LEGO set isn't exactly functional, but it is still incredibly rare, with a price sitting at around $900. LEGO Coca-Cola, anyone? This next LEGO set was their biggest success back in 2001. The Darth Maul LEGO head was released shortly after Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and it stood at 1'5", making it a life-sized replica of Darth Maul's head, with extreme detail. This set was discontinued back in 2007, making it impossible to find one these days. Priced at almost $1,300, this set isn't only valuable, but it's one of the hardest sets to build. With almost 2,000 pieces, this set is meant to be built in 14 plus years. Here's the weirdest weirdest rare Lego set to ever exist. The Glasgow minifigure set, which was released as a part of the Lego store grand opening in, you guessed it, Glasgow. It's a really simple set with only 3 minifigures: a gray-haired businessman, a farmer with a bucket and a pitchfork, and a blue-lipped woman with a megaphone. But what you don't know is that every leg, torso, and head from this set is exclusive to this set. You can't find this man anywhere else. There are only 300 of these sets in existence, so you can find people selling them for well over $1,200. While most Lego sets are produced in the millions, this next Lego set is so rare that less than 80 people in the world own it. The Lego System House was released in 2019 as a giveaway to the 2019 Inside Tour attendees. The set had 10 minifigures representing the Lego sales directors from Europe, their respective flags, and a massive house. The Lego System House sets didn't have any special or unique pieces, but only 80 sets were ever produced, making them extremely hard to find. But if you manage to get your hands on one, you can expect to pay the $2,500 price tag that goes along with it. This is a train, and this is a life-sized Lego train. The Legoland train was a set exclusively given to Lego Inside Tour attendees in 2014. The set contained 548 pieces along with 7 minifigures, and it depicted the Legoland train station. It was one of the only sets made in this style, with many exclusive and rare pieces belonging to the set. Lego Inside Tour sets are in general some of the rarest sets in existence, and with only 320 produced, it's no surprise that this one costs $2,800. This next minifigure was so hard to obtain, there was probably a higher chance of winning the lottery than finding one of these. The Mr. Gold minifigure was a limited edition Lego piece that was only available through a special promotion in 2013. With only 5,000 in the entire world, the Lego Mr. Gold minifigure has to be one of the rarest Lego items in the world. They were only obtainable by buying these minifigure packages, which usually gave you some random minifigure, like this painter. But they pretty much had a 1 in a million chance to have a Mr. Gold minifigure. With an estimated value of $7,400, these minifigures aren't made of gold, but they sure are worth as much. Look at these 2 Lego Iron Men. See the difference? One of these is worth $10. The other one is over $10,000. This Iron Man minifig, along with this Captain America, were a part of the Iron Man and Captain America 2012 Collector's Preview set, which was only available at the New York Toy Fair in 2012. These minifigures may look ordinary, but they're actually one-of-a-kind comic book versions. They were only available in this set. With only 125 sets in existence, these minifigures are almost impossible to come by, and the success of all the Iron Man and Captain America movies makes them even more sought after. This Yoda is one of the rarest items from the Lego Star Wars series. This Yoda wearing an NY I Heart shirt was a part of a promotion for the largest Lego model of all time, a Lego X-Wing Starfighter. These Yoda minifigures were only given to 1,000 customers that purchased the sets at the event, making them extremely exclusive. Yoda minifigures aren't particularly rare, but the New York I Heart torso can only be found in this minifigure. And because of the scarcity of these minifigures, they can be sold for upwards of $1,000, with some sellers going as high as even $20,000. The Cloud City was a 698-piece Star Wars set that everyone wanted, but no one had. Released back in 2003, it was based on Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, one of the most popular Star Wars movies. Even though these sets were retail, they were produced in very small quantities, which is why this set is highly sought after by collectors. These sets are extremely hard to find unused, but if you manage to find one brand new, you could be paying almost $10,000 to get it. This next item will blow your mind. The Imperial Star Destroyer was released back in 2002 as a part of the Star Wars Ultimate Collector series. It was marketed with the release of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, and was based off of Darth Vader's flagship. It featured swiveling guns, a tilting radar dish, and huge engine exhausts. With 4,784 pieces measuring 37 by 23 inches, the Imperial Star Destroyer was the biggest Lego set at the time of its release. It still remains one of the largest sets today. Just the sheer number of pieces in one of these sets makes them extremely valuable, valuing at over $2,000. Imperial Star Destroyer? More like bank account destroyer. The Ultimate Collector's Millennium Falcon is remembered for being one of the largest Lego sets ever made. This thing was gigantic, with over 7,500 pieces in finished dimensions of 26 by 19 by 7.6 inches. It came with 7 minifigures and highly detailed moving parts like a rotating radar dish and a hyperdrive with repair parts. You can still buy a version of the Millennium Falcon today, but it's not exactly the same. The newer version comes with 2,000 more pieces, but no minifigures, which alone can cost a couple $100. So there's no surprise it's worth over $2,500 in 2023. The larger the Lego set, the more rare rare, right? Well, that actually isn't the case with this next product. The Han Solo on Tauntaun doesn't look very rare. It's made with 336 pieces and is arguably the ugliest item on this list. But it's almost impossible to find one of these sets brand new, which is why they can cost over $3,000 if you can even manage to find one. There are 1 in 1,000 Lego items like the Lego Yoda. There are 1 in 1,000,000 items like the Lego Mr. Gold figure. Well, what if I told you this next item is so rare that in the 400 billion Lego pieces around the world, there are only 5 that exist. This is the solid 14 karat gold C-3PO minifigure, and it is the rarest Lego item in the world. Created in 2007, this minifig was a part of a giveaway Lego did to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Lego Star Wars. Because there are only 5 in existence, the 14K gold C-3PO has to come with a certificate of authenticity, which is crazy, but not nearly as crazy as the price of one of these suckers. In fact, the price of these minifigures are so unbelievably high, you could literally buy a house with it. And for the moment you've been waiting for, one of these gold C-3PO minifigures costs $300,000. Now, this next Lego item is worth enough to buy your mom a car. Like the C-3PO figure, this 14 karat solid gold 2x4 Lego brick is one of the rarest Lego pieces to ever exist. These bricks were never made available to the general public, but rather they were awarded to Lego employees who had worked for the company for over 25 years. Though it's not known exactly how many gold bricks there are, it's estimated that there are less than 20 in existence. And because they're made with pure 14 karat gold, these Lego bricks can sell for upwards of $25,000. This rare Lego minifigure is less than $1. The blue pants red shirt minifigure, the backbone of every Lego enthusiast collection, are priced under $1, and it's not hard to see why. They're simple, compact, and offer limited detail, yet they still manage to encapsulate the very essence of Lego. For $100, you can buy Lego's most wanted set. The Lego Ideas Ship in a Bottle is an absolute work of art. It has a beautiful design complete with a cork and wax seal. So not only does it look amazing on display, but building it is an adventure in and of itself. This Lego Technic Porsche 911 is one of the most expensive car sets ever designed. For $200, you're the proud owner of an ultra-precise model of this engineering marvel. This bad boy boasts a staggering 1,580 pieces. Who needs a full-sized Porsche when you can have this beast in your living room? This Lego roller coaster set is over 5 feet tall. The Lego Creator Expert roller coaster is around $350, and you get to build and own an insane roller coaster, complete with hard twists, turns, and drops. Constructing this 4,124 piece set takes Lego building to a whole nother level. Introducing Lego's most popular set ever, the Star Wars Collector's Millennium Falcon. Priced at around $850, it contains 7,541 pieces. This is the scariest set that you can ever buy. The Darth Maul head Lego set costs over $3,500. It is super cool. The Black Knight's Castle set is the coolest and weirdest set ever released. It came with 12 unique minifigures and a ghost that glows in the dark. Over the years, the Black Knight's Castle has increased in popularity, which has led to its cost being over $4,000. Have you ever heard of a Lego set that makes Lego sets? The Lego Molding Machine, a delightful paradox of a toy creating toy bricks, is a frackin' brain twister. Unveiled in 2011 as a part of the exclusive Inside Tour, this self-referential marvel has since grown in value to a whopping $6,200. Its unique concept and rarity makes it an awe-inspiring addition to any Lego collection. The Lego Molding Machine is truly a treasure for the Lego enthusiast who appreciates the beauty of creation right down to the brick. One of the most uncanny Lego sets you will see today is the Lego UNICEF van from 1985. This set was released to support the international humanitarian organization, UNICEF. And yet, surprisingly, this set carries a heart-stopping price tag of $6,000. The Yellow Castle set costs more than a real car. In 1978, this Lego set was one of the first to include minifigures and also the very first castle that Lego put out there. This set was also never released in the United States, making it one of the most valued Lego sets once that sold for $10,000. This Lego R2-D2 is one of the rarest minifigures in the universe, with only 10 of these known to exist in the whole world. So how much do you think it's valued at? Well, it's actually not really that much. It's only $28,700. Introducing one of the most expensive minifigures you're ever gonna find, the Wooden Master Wu. It's crafted from the finest dark wood and showcased in the Lego Ninjago movie itself. Held by none other than the Jackie Chan, there is only one of these minifigures in existence, and we'll probably never have any more in the future. It is $104,500. While there have been many dinosaurs that have been released, this one is over 20 feet tall. It's crafted using 80,000 Lego bricks and now stays at a museum with a price tag of $200,000. This Lego item will shock anyone by how insane it looks. But this Lego roller coaster puts that to shame, being the biggest roller coaster ever made from just Legos. With 90,000 Lego blocks being used, it took over 800 hours to complete this one beautiful build and was even modeled after this roller coaster at Six Flags. It spans at over 85 feet long and is actually fully functional, costing a crazy $250,000 to buy. This is the world's largest Lego football, and it measures over 13 feet tall. It was built in 75 separate models, which was then combined to create this finished one. It is currently on display at the Lego house in Denmark, and the Lego bricks used to create this masterpiece actually weigh a total of 440 pounds. Oh, and the price? Only $300,000. Here is a life-sized polar bear using over 95,000 Lego bricks. It took 1,100 hours to design and construct this polar bear build. The creator used the dimensions of a real polar bear in the wild in order to construct his model, and it was placed throughout the Philadelphia Zoo in the United States for the world to see. Costing 400 grand, this bear not only cost a lot, but will also scare anyone by how realistic it looks. This is a massive Lego Pharaoh that's double the size of a human. It was displayed at both Legoland Malaysia and Legoland UK. It stands at 16 feet tall or 4.9 meters, and of course it's a replica of an Egyptian king or pharaoh. There are over 200,000 individual Lego pieces that are creating this masterpiece, and it also weighs over 1 ton. So it makes sense as to why it costs $500,000 to buy. Here is the biggest Lego bridge, which is longer than an entire school bus. It contains over 200,000 pieces and was initially shown at a mall in Scotland. It weighs almost a full ton and took 3 months to build by the Institution of Civil Engineers. In fact, it's over 34 meters long, which places it as the world record holder for the longest Lego bridge, being sold for $600,000. Reintroducing the tallest Lego tower made in Israel at the end of 2017, and it stands at 118 feet tall. It was helped up by the residents in the construction of the tower itself and took over a year to design and build, as well as over 500,000 Lego bricks, which were donated by the people in the city. This costed them $700,000, but definitely well spent. If you've watched Star Wars before, you would know about the X-Wing. In 2013, the people at Trick 3D built a 500-foot-long Lego X-Wing. This build weighs over 45,000 pounds, which is way more than a regular school bus. There are many Easter eggs throughout the X-Wing, like R2-D2 behind the cockpit, real engine sounds when the lights are on, and can actually move. The craziest part is that you can literally sit in it. Now that's worth $800,000. Most Lego houses are small and realistically can only fit minifigures inside them, but here's one that's so big you can live in it. This Lego house was made using over 3.3 million Lego bricks and can actually fit multiple people inside of it, to where they can even live on the 2nd floor. This build was so large it even broke a world record and broke another for being the most expensive Lego item at a price tag of $1 million. How cool would it be to have a Lego candy vending machine? Well, too bad because those don't exist. Psych, they do! This machine comes equipped with a fully working mechanic to where you can put real money in it and it'll dispense some really cool goodies. This is something that Lego should really turn into a whole set. Despite how expensive it'll be, I will pay the price. This Lego invention can solve a Rubik's Cube. You just scramble the cube, place it in the robot's hands, and in a matter of seconds, it solves the puzzle. Using motors, sensors, and a custom program, this is a Lego build that is as brain-boggling as the cube itself. So if you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.